time for a look at what's to come this week on Inside Edition. And who better than to tell us of this little preview than Deborah Norville herself. Good morning, Deborah.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well, and tonight really excited for this story, an exclusive with a little boy who's been called a hero in saving his sister. Fill us in on this remarkable story of courage.
Yeah, this story just touched everybody in America when it happened. A real-life Captain America. 6-year-old Bridger Walker got in between his sister and the neighbor's dog who was just about to pounce, and the result was he was bitten. Took 90 stitches to repair his face. He's still got laser surgeries to go. And today his family sits down with us to talk about how Bridger's heroism has not only touched their family, but has really touched the country, as you said. His aunt put the story out on Instagram, and she tagged Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine, Robert Downey Jr., the Avengers characters. And wouldn't you know, the real-life Captain America and the rest of the team all reached out to Bridger. They saluted him. They saluted his heroism. And there's going to be a third Captain America film shot, and Bridger and his family have been invited to make a set visit. So it really... He's being celebrated for something we all need to be reminded of, and that is that there are angels among us, and sometimes they come in very small little packages.
Oh, very nice. I love that all the Avengers reached out because he is a hero with that respect. All right, I've been to the airport a couple times this summer, and your investigation unit is putting one to the test.
Yeah, so basically the amount of traffic right now, according to the TSA, is 3 in 10 people. Only 30% of the traffic right now, what we had this time a year ago. And a lot of people are concerned. They worry about it being clean. They worry about being exposed to COVID-19, all legitimate concerns. And the airports are saying, and the airlines are saying, we are sanitizing, we are cleaning, we have redoubled our efforts. You can come with confidence. You might not be so confident after you see our story tonight. We went to JFK, Terminal 4. This is Gate B28. We put our logo in invisible ink on 13 different seats. Easily removable if you just wipe it down with disinfectant. We also went into the bathroom and put it on the door stalls. And we came back 3 days later with an infrared light. Not a single seat had been cleaned, and even more disgusting, not a single bathroom latch had been sanitized. We even put it on the counter when you're dealing with the person to, check in on their flight. We put it on the counter. 3 days later, the ink was still there. So we reported our findings to the Port Authority that is in charge of JFK Airport. Authorities there say they have immediately launched a cleaning audit, which includes auditing the company that is in charge of the contract for the cleaning at JFK. You'll be hearing from that company's CEO today. But look, here's the deal. If people want to travel, they need to feel confident that everything is being done, and you can't tell us it's being done and then have an outfit like Inside Edition go and show that it's not, because they're going to say, oh yes, now we've redoubled our efforts and it's clean now, we promise. Great, because guess what? We're going to come back with our ink again, and we're going to hold them honest. This one just makes me so mad because they're just not being truthful to us.
I completely agree with you because I've traveled a couple times and I need to see that others are stepping up effort to keep us safe. And speaking in this age of COVID-19, some inmates are being released early that your team is finding that probably shouldn't have.
Yep. We found out out east was a number of sex offenders, an unbelievable number of sex offenders have been released, including level 3 sex offenders. Those are people deemed to be at highest likelihood for reoffending. We found, for instance, 18 sex offenders have been released in Manhattan, including child rapists who were sent to a boutique hotel to live 1 block away from a school. In Rochester, New York, where they just had all this terrible problem with the police brutality allegations and the gentleman who died in police custody, 7 sex offenders were released and given rooms at a local Holiday Inn to stay. The local chief of police was not even notified. So if the head of the police department isn't notified, the rest of us don't have a snowball's chance of finding out what's going on. And then in New Jersey, we tracked down a bunch of sex offenders, including one guy who we found walking the street after doing odd jobs and stuff like that. We said, sir, you're not registered. He says, oh, yes, I am. We're like, no, you're not registered. And in fact, he was not registered because we do our homework. And we turned him into the local authorities. And within 4 days, he was arrested and back behind bars for failing to register as a sex offender. So we tell this story not because you in Vegas can do anything as a citizen. It's up to the authorities at the prisons in Nevada and locally to make sure that if they are releasing inmates under this program, that the local communities are being appropriately notified, because our investigation found that that was not the case.
We can't wait to see it all unveiled tomorrow night. That story airing on Tuesday. Deborah, we appreciate your time this morning, and thank you for this preview.
Thank you.
All right, Inside Edition is on tonight at 7 right here on Channel 13, right after 13 Action News live at 6:30.